Hi, I'm Julie Tam, managing broker of LYN REALTY in Houston, Texas. Thank you for joining my weekly Wednesday video series, Smarter Real Estate, where I arm you with practical strategies to be a smarter buyer, seller, tenant, or landlord, and also take you on some of my real estate adventures. All right, today I'm actually in my home office, which is a great jumping off point for what we are talking about today, and that is that our market, as well as so many local markets across the country, are just starved for inventory. What do I mean? For homes to sell. And that is because there are so many people wanting to buy a new home and there's not enough sellers listing their homes to sell. So I'm going to give you some numbers today that might get you off the fence if you are thinking about selling your home, and why this is actually a financially lucrative time potentially for you to sell your home. And the home office is one of the reasons, especially if you have one. A lot of people are looking to buy a home that is going to give them more space because they're having to work at home more. The kids may be going to school virtually at home. So people are just getting on each other's nerves. We need more space, more bedrooms, having a home office, some outdoor space to enjoy, to unwind, even some amenities in the neighborhood like a pool, park, playground, tennis courts, whatever, so that folks can just unwind, get away from each other a little bit, have some room to work and go to school at home and do all of those things during this COVID-19 pandemic. I can tell you, like I've told you before in an update during this pandemic, that the market is still so hot in the greater Houston area and across so many markets nationwide, especially in the suburban areas. But even urban areas, we are seeing our homes that have sat, for example, maybe for a little longer than we would have liked before the pandemic, they've actually sold very quickly or rented quite quickly during the pandemic. After those initial 2 weeks when people were a little uncertain and not doing so much because shutdowns were just starting, then people actually got confident and started coming out of the woodwork wanting to move. They were just itching to move, and they're finding ways to do so relatively safely as well. Okay, so I have 5 key numbers for you today that I'm going to write on my trusty little whiteboard to illustrate how the market is doing right now. Now, I mentioned this is national. This is from the National Association of Realtors in a recent survey. So this may not apply exactly to your specific local market, but generally it does apply, and just kind of the magnitude of these things, these general trends apply, maybe not the exact numbers as applying to your specific city. Okay, first number, $140,000. That is the median equity that homeowners have built up in the last 8 years. And in the last 8 years, the median home price has also risen. I'm going to give you a couple of sub numbers here. It has gone from about 155,000 up to 295,000 roughly. So imagine the median home price going up by so much, by this large amount here, about 150,000. And then people have built up that much equity in their homes. You can see how selling could be actually a good idea if this applies to you. The next number is 24, which is the median days on market. So that's really quite good. In some markets, you can expect to have your home on the market for like 60 to 90 days, even 120. When the market's very slow, longer than that, your home could sit for months. So to sell your home in less than a month, and in some cases, homes are selling literally the next day, especially homes that are priced well, whether it be in an affordable price range that a lot more people can afford, or even in the Houston area in recent months here in this late summer, early fall timeframe, we've seen homes that are above 750,000 be the ones that are actually selling even faster and in higher volume than in other price ranges, believe it or not. You wouldn't think that there were so many people who could afford homes in that price range, but sales have improved so much in that price range. At rentals, the same thing too, okay? So if you don't have the down payment ready, or the credit, or whatever, income, whatever's needed to get the loan, or if you're trying to pay cash for a home, don't worry, you can rent to begin with. Here's the deal with renting. Some people see it as throwing away money. And yes, you are not building equity in something that you're going to own. Once you move out of the home, then the home is no longer yours, and the money is gone. But at least you've paid for a place to stay, the use of the appliances, and the plumbing and the electricity, all of that stuff, and whatever is covered by the landlord. And of course, you didn't have to pay for insurance or HOA if you got to enjoy the amenities. You didn't have to pay property taxes. Your kids, if you have any, could go to the public school zone to that area, for example. So there are a lot of pros to renting as well if you're not ready to own just yet or have those responsibilities of home ownership. Okay, next number is 69%. That is the percentage of sales contracts that closed on time. So what's important about closing a deal on time? Well, if you're trying to buy another home and you need your home to sell, your current home to sell first, then obviously you want it to close on time. Even if you don't need that to happen before you buy your next home, let's say you can move into your next home, you have enough money, you can continue to pay for the current home to sell, but who wants to hold on to a home that's just waiting there vacant for the next person to move into while the closing gets delayed, right? Then you have all these holding costs. You're still paying for the utilities to be kept on, your mortgage, taxes, insurance, HOA, any repairs that might come up in the meantime, maintenance like, mowing the lawn regularly. So, closing on time is an important thing. Okay, next number, 3. 3 is the average number of offers that a sold home received. So that's great because you have a better chance of selling your home at or over list price the more offers you get, because you can end up in bidding wars. I can tell you from my own personal experience, it really does match the statistical data. I have had buyers where we've made offers and we had the competition that we're seeing, on the national scale. And also for homes that I've sold, I've received multiple offers in those cases. Same for the homes I've rented. Some cases we had a bunch, like 8, 9 applications, or even in the teens. It's been crazy for the number of people who want our properties. Okay, and the final number is another dollar amount, which is $1,036. That represents the median monthly mortgage payment right now in the US. Why is that significant? The median rent amount, let me write that down, is $1,055, which is actually about $20 more. So it's actually less expensive to maintain a mortgage than it is to pay rent currently in the United States. So if it makes sense for you, now may be a good time to buy, and then also may be a good time to sell because there are so many buyers looking. There's actually a shortage of homes on the market for them to buy, and that's why it's so competitive and why there are multiple bids, because there just aren't that many homes to choose from. Okay, if you have any questions about that or need advice, I am a real estate broker, so please don't hesitate to reach out by messaging me or commenting, and I hope you will continue to watch and subscribe on YouTube or Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.